Ultraman Omega episodes 4 through 6. And, this is what we've gotten to over time. We don't do the show every week. And it being the summer, sometimes this stuff kind of builds up.
Vacations, and it's just a lot of things going on this summer. Yeah.
But Ultraman Omega isn't the series where it's like, if we were to group 3 episodes up together, that it'd be too much to cover.
Yeah.
These are much smaller stories as compared to the last 2 series, I feel like.
Yeah, it's been a pretty simple...
They're very hometown,
yeah,
I feel like.
It's very small. It's been a pretty simple series. Like each episode's kind of almost like a lesson for Servato to learn about what it is to be human, really. And they've all been pretty good episodes. I've enjoyed them all. I can't pick out a favorite just yet, but I've really enjoyed them so far.
So far, I think episode 4 is one of my favorites to come out.
Oh, that was the Sharp Claws episode with the kaiju. What's the kaiju's name? The one that turns invisible. Therizus.
Therizus. Yeah,
that was a really cool kaiju design. That has been one of my favorite designs so far.
Yeah, and I liked the comedy with it too, and like the characters involved. I felt like the human story was very good.
Yeah. I really like my favorite kaiju so far is Rekiness. That design is so cool.
It is amazing. We were just at Terrificon, and in my back pocket was to get an Omega sketch card or a Rekius, but like we just never really saw like the artist that I was like, oh, I want to see their take on this.
Yeah.
It might end up being. I have built up a couple artists now that I can commission things out to, so I might do to one of them.
Right now, Ross has the Botfly Kickstarter with a sketch card.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have.
Really?
I think I'm gonna have him do Rekiness. I like it. For the Gamera, the Godzilla I've had him do so far, I think he would do really well with that.
I had him do a digital commission last time for the Platypus and Bill the Platypus, and it was Ultraman Arc with Gamora, and that came out really good. And if I get a sketch card from him, I would definitely.
Yeah, I took the sketch card, so I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do the sketch card route for him as well, because he has a really great art style.
Yeah,
and it's just
he's the Stomped creator guy. So yeah, check that out on Kickstarter. While we're on the topic, it's a Botfly. I think it's gonna be a very short campaign run.
Yeah, but I was like telling Frank we have so many prints, and I'm like, we have to normalize people doing sketch cards or reducing their prints to a trading card size. That needs to be a thing that is available at conventions, because
I was surprised there was a good amount.
I feel like you charge $3-5 a pop on those little cards.
Yeah,
and you'll probably sell a lot.
Yeah, if you did a card, if you did a trading card version of your prints,
because you think like, oh yeah, but I'm selling my whole print for $3, but it's like, yeah, but you're gonna, if you have a bunch of really cool prints, you'll probably sell like 5-6 of them.
Yeah, or you can even make sets. Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, if you like my prints, why don't you buy a pack? They're card versions of my prints.
Exactly.
That would be really cool too.
That's a really cool idea, but that's really cool.
What a tangent in an Ultraman episode.
Yes. It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine. We might have to slice that up for our Toku talk. Segment, because we got like so off topic. But Ultraman Omega, like we were saying, is such like a hometowny stories. Like they are in the city sometimes, and like there's big kaiju battles, but like there's no high stakes.
No,
really, with anything. It's a silly show.
Yeah.
The comedy is great, and I just know some people say it's forced. I really like it. I think the pacing's really good. The only issue with me is the chick, was it Anya?
Ayu.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Ayu is her name. She needs to start becoming more involved with the team.
Like, yeah, she's like a scientist. Like,
Yeah, they advertise her as kind of like part of the team and like all the like stuff. Just really not
Yeah,
so far.
episode 7 is like the next companion kaiju. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be hers, because it's robotic. It's sort of sciencey, even though she's a biologist. So the robots doesn't really go with her. But I'm wondering if
maybe
that's gonna be like her companion kaiju now.
I don't know, because in the trailer they make it look like it's Kosei's, but then I'm like, well, maybe that's what they want you to think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm surprised they haven't done a recap episode yet. I feel like there's one bound to come soon. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, episode 4 was a really cool one. That one took place in the city. I felt like episode 5 and 6 had a very similar feel. They were both, like, kind of, like, in the country, like, away from, like, the city, from, like, civilization. It was kind of, like, quiet areas, like, in the... Like, you had the snake one, Mikoto, that was in the mountains. And then the following episode was with the 2 moles, also sort of like in the woods and the mountains, like a Drago. Really cool episodes. Like I said, there was this one for episode 4. That's one where we finally learn about the warehouse boss and who Koisei is working for. And basically we learn that he's kind of like had a hard time in his life to kind of figure out like what he wants to do. Like, he doesn't know what
basically path he lost that track race in high school and never recovered.
Yes, yeah, like yeah, he got 3rd place and he feels like he's been in 3rd place his whole life and he doesn't know where he wants to go with that. So like even in this episode basically he's in 3rd place because like, you know, it's like he get like Servato's like, you know, I'll go help you investigate this in the city. Like, Koisei, yeah, you just go with the boss, go fishing, do whatever. Like, I don't need you. Like, and he kind of took offense to that. He's like, oh, great. Like, I got tossed to the side again.
Yeah, but then he was also like, Serato, not being able to really pick up on social cues yet. He was just like, well, I'm helping my friend because he gets to go fishing with his friend.
Yeah.
But, like, he wasn't picking up. And the boss, you know, while he is Koisei's boss, the owner of the warehouse, and is letting him stay there, he's really more of a mentor.
Yeah,
I would say. Like, he's kind of like supporting Kosei. Like,
he's like, you could
stay. For him, he wouldn't really have anything.
He's like, you could stay here as long as you want. Figure out.
Like, and he has him under his employ with the understanding that like once he finds what he wants, he's done. He's out of there. Like, yeah. And he's perfectly fine with that.
And he's giving him like a house. Like, he's living in the warehouse. So he's like, you don't have to pay rent. Like,
yeah, he doesn't have to pay rent. He still earns his check. He's able to support himself, buy food, go do his own thing. You know, so he's really like taking him under his wing.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And he's, you know, a very fatherly figure in this episode. Kind of to both people, but especially to Kosei. You know, it's... who's I think is my favorite character of the series. Serato's cool, but like Koisei's just like so extra with everything he does.
Yeah.
He just take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be what happened to this episode. He was supposed to go fishing and enjoy himself.
Yeah.
But
he's just walking anxiety.
You know, yeah. You know, eventually, you know, his boss is like, get over yourself. Like, go help your friend.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting up these borders that no one else is putting up around you.
Yeah. And
it kind of like inspired him, so he finally goes over, helps Serato at the last minute. It's the first episode where we get the Rekiness like armor.
Yes.
Being used. So it's a pretty interesting like transformation. He kind of like, I was curious as to like how that works. And he literally just turns into like the armor for Omega. Like, there's no like he's absorbing the energy or some weird, you know, like mecha thing going on. Like, it's, you know, he's listening to whatever Kosei tells him to do. So if he says help Omega, he's going to become the armor for him and give him that special attack to
Yeah.
really,
The sword
wipe
was
out
cool.
the
Like he
enemies.
stabbed it in the ground and like sent like electric beams up and stuff. Like really, some really cool stuff.
Yeah. No, it was a cool episode. Very, again, like it's low key. We finish up the episode. Everything's back to normal. They're friends again. Omega learns his lesson about social cues and like when to be there for a friend. And I think that kind of perfectly leads into the next episode because I feel like Kosei has grown on this as well because he leaves Kosei this episode. Episode 5, Kosei's busy. He's doing things, and he's like,
Oh, I was supposed to go. What happens? Was he supposed to go deliver something, or was that the next episode?
yeah, he's supposed to deliver he was supposed to like overnight a package, his boss's package to his friend.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's this though.
But he forgot to ship it.
Yeah.
And it's the person's birthday today, so he can't overnight it because it's going to be late. So Serato's like, I'll figure out the train.
Yeah.
I'll get there. So I think gets on a train, gets on a bus, he gets dropped off, and he's just like, winds up on this farm. Because Kosei's doing inventory.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like, I have to get this done today.
Yeah.
Don't know what they do at this warehouse,
Yes.
but there is inventory to be done.
They do warehouse things.
They do warehouse things at the warehouse.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like a farm. It's all farmland. It's aunt and her niece, and the niece is kind of like very like.
She's a bit distant.
Yeah, she's been very reclusive. So, Koisei's like, "Oh, what's up with her?" So he follows her. Serato follows her, yes, and he follows her up in the mountain one morning, and it turns out she's got this like little snake, and it's like, this is the kaiju Mikoto.
It's like 6 feet long.
It's like about 6 feet long, but she's like, "Oh, this is my friend. Since my parents passed away, we learned her parents passed away. This has been my only friend. When I found him, he was just like little, like a few inches long, and we found out that he likes eating metal. So she's always bringing him metal to eat." So Koisei's like, "Oh, this is a friend," and so like he learns like the importance of helping your friends and a friendship. There, that's still that's a lesson of his friendship, but it's not important not to hurt friends is also part of it. So Koisei's like, "Oh, I'll get you metal. I'll be right back." So he goes there like the next day, wheelbarrow like filled, and the snake's loving it, eating it, and then we see kind of like sits up, and then like it almost like sucks the energy out of her, and like she kind of like falls, but she's like, "No, don't worry, it's fine." And she's like, "Please don't tell my aunt. I don't want her to know." So they go back to the house, and the doctor's there, and you see she's got like this gray hair now too. The little girl, she's young. She's like in her pre-teens, teens maybe.
I was saying like maybe like 14, 16.
Yeah. And the doctor's like, "Oh, we don't know why she's losing all the iron in her blood. She's got this iron deficiency, and it's killing her." And Serato's like, "Oh, that's not good." So the next day, they go to the mountain again. Serato and Miko, the girl. And now Mikoto's gigantic, kaiju sized. And it rises, and then the girl's aunt shows up too. And we see it sucks the energy out again. So we find out, because, it feeds on metal. So the iron in your blood is technically, it's iron. It's metal. We have metal inside us.
Yeah.
Microscopic, but it's still there. And it's somewhat essential. So it's killing her.
No, it's very essential. It carries the oxygen in your blood.
It carries. So it's killing her. And like this, Mikoto realizes that it's killing her, but not like intentionally. Like it's it's just an animal. It still considers her its friend. It's its only friend, and it starts going crazy because it's like really upset that she's hurt. And Serato turns into Omega, and they begin sort of fighting. Not really. He's very hesitant. He doesn't want to fight.
He's trying not to hurt it
because he's
trying to contain it.
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, I'm friends with it now too." So Serato's like, "This is my friend. Like, I don't want to hurt it," and but the snake also doesn't want to be hurting Miko anymore. So it's kind of like, listen, I can't control my hunger, my need to eat and feed, and I don't want to hurt my friend anymore. So it kind of like sacrifices itself and has Omega kill it. Like Serato did not want to kill it, but it's like, listen, I'm gonna charge you, and you're gonna kill me. And
yeah,
like it was
so
like
he did the slugger cut. it turned into, was it butterflies or cherry blossom?
like cherry
leaves? I can't
blossom
remember.
flowers. Yeah, and then the flowers just fall, and for like a frame or two, the flower looks like a tear being dropped from Omega's eye because he's sad that he had to kill a friend. He's like, oh, this snake Mikoto was also my friend now,
Yeah.
and yeah. So now the aunt knows that Miko had the snake, and she had gotten Miko these boots for her birthday that were just like hers to work on the farm, and now Miko's kind of like happy that the aunt has some sort of connectivity with her and understands that like this was her friend. She lost a friend, and now they're somewhat happy together and understanding of each other.
Did you ever see that like shrimp thing from like Shark Tale? It's like my sister died in a crash, so I'm taking care of her baby, but it lost all its arms and legs, but it's relatively happy now.
No, I did not.
It's like this whole like meme thing. It's hilarious. I'll post a picture on the review. It's like hilarious, but like I like reminded me of that. Like yeah, it's been through some things, but it's like it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. But then we have another like country one. Like I said, we have these. Next episode starts off with this mole kaiju rises from the ground and just like seemingly dies.
Yeah.
So Serrato heads out there, and then he senses another one, and then it comes out of the mountain. So this was the male one. It's got horns that cover its sides, and he's familiar with these. He's like, oh, they normally don't come out under the ground. Um,
Again, knowing more about the kaiju biology than the kaiju biologist from the last season.
yes. And
but yeah, he senses that there's something wrong with the kaiju. It doesn't just come out of
it's
the
like
ground.
kind of like irritated, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like trying to figure out like what's going on here. Like why did this one uproot itself? You know what's going on? And this kaiju's name is the Gidrago.
Yeah, Gidrago.
And for some reason, it was kind of reminding me of the Shagongs from last series. I don't know why. Maybe because they come out of the ground and they're kind of red.
Stretch. I mean,
I don't know why. It just was. And there's two of them.
They're pink moles.
Yeah.
But the male has like a horn type extremity over its eyes that protects us from the sunlight. And we find out that the first one was a female and that it fell to the ground because it's not supposed to see sun. And basically, what ends up building up at the end of the episode is this male one keeps doing these like weird movements, and it looks almost like a dance. And it's basically Ayu comes up with this fictional mole that's not real. It's only to the show that comes up and does this mating dance. And she's like, oh, they just only come above ground to mate. So she's like, these two just want to mate. So we just got to get them together, and then they'll go back underground and mate. So basically, yeah, Serrato kind of like fights the male mole to kind of like get it under control, takes off its horns, which protect it, which is kind of weird because it's like, it needs that to live. But it's got like these electric powers. He fights the mole, and Rekiness gets involved, kind of like holds it still, and they kind of subdue it. They carry it over to the female, and they're like, oh, all right, we're awake now. We're here to do our mating thing. And they kind of like, all right, we'll bring it back into the hole that they made and like terraform it closed, and the Gidrago live happily ever after underground. But these are the first two kaiju that Serrato didn't have to kill. He let them live.
Yeah, no, it was a very yeah, it was an okay episode.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a very like middle of the road, like
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, nothing too crazy really happened in this episode.
Yeah. The lesson for
It was a little bit of like a nothing burger.
Yeah. The lesson for this episode was like challenge. Like Serrato learned what a challenge was because he wanted like Koisei to make him
This is I'm so happy.
a quiche, which is not
because I don't know what the ingredient availability is in Japan, but a quiche is a pie crust, some eggs, some flour, cheese, and vegetables all chopped up. It's basically scrambled eggs and a pie crust
Yes.
and cheese. And he's like, it's pretty difficult to make.
I know.
And I'm like, is he talking about the pie crust? Because that's just flour and butter mixed together. I was
a little perplexed by that too, because
I was like, that is a very easy thing to make.
I was like, a quiche is like
you like again. I don't know what ingredient availability is over there, how used to cook that type of cooking they are over there. That's like you would teach that in like a home ec class to like a preteen, how to make a quiche. Like
it's really, you don't even need the pie crust too. You just pour it into like a pan.
Yeah, you can just pour it into a pan and bake it and just be a crustless quiche.
Yes.
I was like, he's like, it's quite difficult to make, and I'm like, out of all the like
Things that
I don't even know if it's a foreign recipe to them, but like out of all the things they could have picked out, some smoked ribs or like some like really like next
like
souffle.
Yeah, all the food
that's always like the stereotypical American, like when they're trying to be like, oh, something hard to cook, it's always a souffle.
Which
like,
isn't even America though.
Well, it's a French recipe.
Yeah, it's a French...
Like, so that's why over here it's like, oh, the souffle is so hard to make, and I'm like, what is so hard about it?
I was like, he's been making all this food, and the quiche is like where he draws the line. I'm like, that's the hard thing.
Like it's like literally a recipe you teach.
It's almost like he's been toasting Pop-Tarts this whole time. And he's like, that requires ingredients, man. Like, I gotta crack an egg for that one. Like, yeah,
eggs, some vegetables, and cheese.
Yeah, I was really kind of confused about the quiche being a challenging thing, but then like Ayu's like, oh, she's like, one of the themes of this episode is there's a fellow scientist with Ayu who's like hates the job. He does not want to do it anymore. He's like, we're not supposed to be working on kaiju. He was the somewhat comedy there.
Yeah, because he was like, I absolutely cannot sleep while camping. We need to get back home, and I need to get in my bed. And then it just like jump cut him like sprawled out sleeping, and everyone else is just kind of awake.
Yeah, yeah, and like I was contemplating like quitting her job because she's like, I wanted to be an endangered species scientist, not a kaiju. And then Serrato's like, listen, he's like, it's a challenge. He's like, so you're cool for doing challenges.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't just do everything easy. Like, he's like, you gotta challenge yourself and better yourself. So that was like the lessons of the episode there.
Yeah, these arc episodes, Omega episodes.
You're gonna piss Justin off for that one, man.
I know. They are very, very small scale. They're not. None of them are like. I'm sure we'll get to this point, but none of them are like, the world is ending. We need to defeat this kaiju, and they're more about like personal small stories.
I'm really curious. I feel like some things go back to that Vugga sect from the first opening scene of the first episode.
Yeah, because that's going to be the overarching.
Like, clearly,
story
he was trying to stop
season.
something there.
That's going to be the overarching. That's like the whole series story, but they're not up to that yet.
Yeah.
And again, like the team's not even 100% built yet.
No.
Like.
No.
They're still. This is still early days for them.
Yeah. I like the pace. Like I said, 6 was definitely like the most middle of the road one for me. I really liked 4 and 5 a lot.
Yeah, again, not a bad episode, but not like
groundbreaking.
Oh, it's the GOAT. It's the best episode ever.
Yeah.
Cinema.
Yeah.
Like, that's what everyone likes to say.
It's felt very Kaiju of the Weeky, this series so far. But I don't mind it. I like it, I really enjoy it so far.
It is Kaiju of the Weeky, but it's not. There's like a lot of times when these series do like a Kaiju of the Week format, which is what they all do. But like to an extent, sometimes it feels like very cheap. It's almost like they're rushing to the end.
Yeah. And
it never feels like they're rushing to the kaiju fights.
Yeah. No, I think each episode is paced very well.
It always feels like the story is trying to serve the fight.
Yeah, and the series itself is, I think, paced right. Like, Serrato's learning to become a human and what it means to be human and a good person. So I think there's going to come to a point where he's got, like, his humanity, and then it's going to have a very different feel to it.
Yeah, I do too, and that's why I like where the series is going, because like like I was saying, like a lot of times it seems like, all right, this episode we're gonna get Ultraman to fight a giant worm kaiju. So how do we get to him fighting a worm? And meanwhile, here it seems like the kaiju fight's kind of like we're gonna get there. This is the story we're telling.
Yes.
Now. And we're gonna fit a kaiju in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like each episode's a lesson, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel like episode 4 was like the least lessony one of them all.
See, I felt like it was the most because
they made him...
these have been 2 Kosei light episodes. Yeah. So he has learned to get over his separation anxiety, and that it's okay to do his own thing.
That's true. It's been a more lesson for Kosei than it has been for Servato.
Yeah. Because he's growing as a person too. And I think that's part of the story is him getting over his self-doubts.
And dependencies.
And becoming a stronger... Because now, the episode 5 he didn't help Servato, but this episode he helped with Rekiness again. And if he gets the second companion kaiju and it doesn't go to the female character, I keep forgetting her name because honestly she's a little, in my opinion. But if he gets that, I have a feeling with the way these kaiju drain him, he's gonna have to be like, okay, well, which one do I go with? Because I can't do 2 at the same time yet.
Yeah.
I think eventually he'll probably get there where he's going to be doing 2 kaiju at the same time. And I kind of feel that way because in the intro, when they're showing the little crystals that he uses for his henshin, they show 4, right? So if one of them's the Omega one and the other 2 are the other 2 kaiju, what's the 4th one? We haven't seen anything yet, but
there's always a special armor.
It could just be a special armor. I feel like usually that stuff gets spoiled already and we haven't seen anything yet. So maybe I'm just fan theorying over nothing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they show 4 of the crystals.
Yeah.
So where's that 4th one coming into play?
Yeah. What could it be?
We don't know. Yeah.
What if it's galaxy armor?
What if it is What if halfway through the series we just decide we're going to make our main character a god?
And then nerf him.
And then be like, you know what? He doesn't need to be a god anymore. We're going to give it to his cool, edgy version instead. I know.
I'm going to... You know what? If that happens, I'm going to call it GGF.
Yeah, I'm going to call it GGF. But I guess that basically wraps it up for our coverage. Ultraman Omega episodes 4 through 6. Again, some really nice slice of life episodes. Very, very chill. I'm loving the Omega vibe so far. I know people want him to be ramped up and be a little bit more like, I'm fighting kaiju. That is not the character yet. He seems to have a deep understanding of these kaiju and is working on a deep understanding of what it means to be human.
Yeah, because we pretty much... Episode 5 and 6, he didn't kill the kaiju in episode 6, and he was hesitant to kill the one in episode 5. He did not want to do it.
Yeah, because there are good kaiju and there's bad kaiju, and I think he's he knows the line, but I think he's incorporating those human lessons into his ultra form.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll have more stuff going on later. Very, very busy summer, so you guys enjoy that. And we'll catch you guys around.
Have a good one.